Alright guys, it's February the 18th. Back on the sawmill today. Man, this place is flooded. I am not exaggerating when I talked about all the rain we've been getting this year, and it rained all night last night. I'm going to pull over here and show you guys this field. But what you're looking at there is a field that they actually cut for hay in the spring and summertime, and there's a creek back there at the back of it. And as you can see, it's a small lake right now. It's been like this off and on since probably August. When I talked about all the rain that we're getting here in Northeast Tennessee, I am not exaggerating, guys. We are getting so much rain here. It rained all night last night. I mean, check out all that water. There was a guy doing some logging here actually a few weeks ago. He's cutting some ash down, and he left his tractor here overnight. The next morning, man, it was about gone. We have had way too much rain. Back on the road here. So anyways, my fuss about all the rain we've been getting and complain about it, I am not exaggerating, guys. They are just killing us with rain this year. And who are they? I don't know. We're just Mother Nature, I guess. I'm heading down here to the gas station. The sawmill needs some gas, and I got a brand new gas tank also for the mill. My old one somehow developed a hole in the top of it. I don't know if I dropped it or what happened there, but called Wood-Mizer up a few days ago and got us a new one shipped to us. And luckily they still had some hanging around the warehouse down in Georgia, because my sawmill is a LT35. It's one of the first LT35s that they sold. And there's my voicemail going off as I'm talking here as usual. And on the new LT35s, the gas can configuration is totally different. So luckily they still had some of the older ones down there in Georgia they got up here to me. I went ahead the other day and I didn't video this, and I put about 3 walnuts in front of the sawmill because I knew this rain was coming. I didn't want to get the tractor out, you know, in this nasty swampy mess and make a mud hole. So we should be good here for the first of this week on sawing, and try to do at least 3 videos on those 3 logs we got to saw. And I just pulled into the gas station. And this is wonderful. Every single gas pump has caution tape over it. So there's no getting gas here today. Check this out. Caution tape on the pumps. I guess I'm going to the next gas station up the road. So it looks like we're going to head to the next gas station up the road. This video is going to turn into the gas station adventure trips with the sawmill, I guess. Hopefully their gas pumps are running. Let's see if these work. Well, we got our gas. Let's get out of here before the zombies decide to attack us. And never fails, had a guy wearing pajamas. There's one of those little Red Box video rental machines out front. And it's 11 o'clock in the morning, okay? 11 o'clock in the morning. He's sitting there renting himself a movie. Looks like he's about 22, 25 years old probably. In his pajamas. What's wrong with this town? Everybody sleeps all day. They get up and their number one priority is go rent a movie. Then go back home and get back in bed and watch that movie and call it a day, probably. Laziness. Some lazy people in this world, especially this town. They have no shame in wearing pajamas in public. I ain't never seen nothing like it. You go to Walmart, Food City, anywhere. People in their pajamas. They could care less. House shoes too. They wear their house shoes. They don't throw tennis shoes on. Why you want to do that for? Wear your pajama bottoms, throw those house shoes on, and wear it out. I don't even own house shoes. My goodness. Let's get back to the sawmill and get this gas can hooked up and get to sawing. Somebody's got to work. They're not going to. Alright. That's enough about that. So I hope you guys aren't tired of seeing this walnut, because we have a lot of walnut here to saw. Over in the log yard, I got about 50 or 60 logs over there that are walnut. Got a few walnut trees to harvest here this spring, and more on the way. Tons of walnut here, so hope I'm not wearing you guys out with this. What we got in the mill today is another crotch log, and this one came from that log yard over in Virginia last week, and this is the one that was free. And I have no idea how long this log has been on the ground. Who knows when it was cut? You know, I don't know how long those guys have had it over there. It didn't have a marker on it, so it wasn't in their inventory system or nothing like that. Usually they got a tag on it over there, and he can look in his phone and tell you when it was brought in and where it came from, but This log, not so much. So who knows where it came from or how long it's been on the ground. There's no bark on it. It looks horrible on the outside. You know, like I said in a lot of these videos, most people would see a log like this, they throw it in the firewood pile. We'll do a quick few measurements here and then we'll open this thing up and see what's inside of it. So this is the operator's side of the log, and this is where the crotch is. And the width of it is around 24 inches probably. You should have no trouble today fitting this through the mast of the mill. It's also got a large knot here in the middle of the crotch coming out. So that may affect the crotch wood a little bit on these first few cuts. We may have crotch feeder with a lot of end grain with this limb that came out the middle of it. So we'll just see how that looks when it opens up. So down here on the other end of the log, we've got a diameter of about 19 inches. And if you're wondering what this is a little metal plate, and you can get these at Lowe's. And a lot of loggers and a lot of sawmill yards, when they get logs that come into the mill, if they see a check it's forming or no checks are going on or anything like that, they'll go ahead and put these in there. And they say that keeps the crack from getting worse if there's a crack there. And sometimes they put them in there just to stop cracking altogether. I'm not sure how good they work. I've never used this system, or probably never will, because I anchor seal everything. And if those guys would use Anchorseal, it'd probably be cheaper than driving these in there. But I'm not sure what this method's called. Any of you guys out there that are loggers that watch these videos or have knowledge of this, leave us a comment below and educate everybody if this has a certain practice to it, if it's called a certain name. I'm not sure what this is called. These little plates have a name to them as well, and I can't remember that either. I've heard loggers talk about them. I can't remember what they call them. So that's what that's doing in there. And of course, I'm going to take my chisel real fast and pull it the rest of the way out. The other end also had one. I removed it before we started videoing. But as you can see, there's a crack right there on the radial plane on both sides. So that crack was probably there, and they've done that to maybe not make it get any worse, I'm assuming. Now I've anchor sealed this, and when this is removed and the slabs are solid, I'll probably anchor seal it one more time because I couldn't get into this area, which is obvious because that metal plate's there. But some rough chainsaw work here on the top. Man, I don't know what was going on right there. Who knows? Well, let's open this thing up, guys, and see what's in it. top. Yeah, some nice stuff right there. Fantastic. Walnut never disappoints, guys. I had to do some scooting around to get this thing to fit through the mill. The widest point is right at 25 inches. So I was able to get 25 inches through the cut throat of the LT35. And our length on the crotch figure, starting at the top where it begins, is about 23 inches. Not bad. Some really nice slabs here. Those are hard to beat right there. And got some curl on the sides a little bit here on the figure. Well, that's a nice added bonus right there. What's better than a crotch slab? Well, a slab with two crotches on it. Man, that's nice right there. It's a really nice figure going in both directions. And it's far enough from the end here, you can square this up after it's kiln dried and still feature this in your table or whatever you build out of this slab. Slab number 2. Even better than the first one.